Excited to bring you this quick little lesson. We're talking about getting more downloads when you are a guest speaker. So you've done a podcast interview, you've been on a conference, a summit, you've been somewhere to speak about your business. And we love doing that because it gives us exposure, it gives us credibility, but it's also an incredible relationship tool. It's a fantastic way for people to meet you, start to get to know you, and to get your freebie, your offer, your lead magnet, right? So we have a lot of different ways that we do that, right? We might give ads, we may do social media marketing, we have networking, we have different ways that people are introduced to our offers. Well, speaking by far is what we do the most of. And it is just a great way to get in front of various audiences, introduce yourself, and have them get to know you. So you all know you have lead magnets. Some of us have, a free 10-minute or low cost 10-minute session with us. Or some of us have a recipe blend that can be downloaded, a PDF, a quiz, a challenge. All of these things are lead magnets. It's a way for people to get to know you, your offer, and come into your world. So we know all about lead magnets. Well, one of the great things to keep record of is your downloads, what the number is. So when you do ads, what's the percentage of downloads that you tend to get when you have a particular ad? That's how you're going to know what's working for you. What about when you've done an event? You've hosted your own event. You've been interviewed somewhere. Like, always keep those numbers, and you're going to see where you get the most downloads. So how do we get more downloads when we're interviewed? So this is what this little quick lesson is about, and we're going to dig in here. So you see I have at the top there, an interview is more than just exposure. It's an incredible relationship tool. So when we get interviewed, we do it because we want the credibility, we want the exposure, we want to get in front of more audiences, but it doesn't really, is it worth the effort, the time and the effort, if people aren't being compelled to then download our offer, get on our email list, right? That's what we're doing. We're moving them over to our email list. They're becoming our friends and our fans. And there's a specific way to be able to do that. And I'm sharing some of that with you right here ahead of our training that we're having on the 17th of this month. And then we'll be doing it again at the end of the month. Before I finish telling you about that, let me get into these tips here. All right. So the first one is be a gift to your audience. Let me get a little closer there. Be a gift to your audience. Okay, so that download, that PDF, that freebie, that lead magnet should be something that really is a gift to them. It's something that they've been craving. It's something they've been thinking about. It's something they've been excited about, something they've been worried about. We want to fight with our folks. We want to fight with them and for them. So if you're on our email list, you probably saw recently I had an email that went out and I asked the question, what are your people fighting for? What are they fighting for? Like what's keeping them up at night? What's deep into their thoughts? What's not working for them? What do they want more of? Be real specific with that. This is why we have to know our audience really well. We have to be specific. We all know that by now. And so we want to have a lead magnet that helps them attain this thing that they've been wanting right out of the gate. First introduction, whatever it is that you offer, let it be a gift to them. Let it be something that's precious to them that they really do need. Okay. We know that your paid offers are going to be a whole lot more of a deep dive into those things, but let your introduction to them also be a gift to them. Fight with them and fight for them. Number 2, make sure that you have a clear and simple call to action. This one is so important. So what happens sometimes is when we're being interviewed, we're nervous, we're talking about all these things. And at some point, the host is going to say, so what do you have for our audience today? Or how can our audience hear more from you? And we may stumble and we may give them like 3 different things that they can do. That's just a tendency. That's something that I've definitely done several times before. But what really works is when you have one quick, clear call to action. And I give you a little sample there. I apologize ahead of time if anybody owns this domain. It's something I just thought of this morning as I was preparing this for you. And so I put that in there because I thought it sounded really cool. The point of it is you want to make it easy for your audience to access your download after they hear you speak. What we don't want is, and I've done this several times too, it's like we want to lead them, say, okay, go to, and the host says, how can we learn more about the Aroma Specialist? And then we say, well, go to my Instagram page at the Aroma Specialist. First of all, nobody knows how to spell that, so you've already lost them. And then go to my quick links. No, we have to have something simple, clear, easy for our people to type in. If the name of your business is hard to spell, and you'd be surprised if what's hard to spell, if a fifth grader can't spell it, you probably are going to lose people, right? You need to make it very, very easy for somebody to type in and get right to your landing page. And so I give you that example there: lavender that heals, tea tree that heals, basil that heals, like whatever it is that you're talking about, name it something that's so easy for them to go right in and type, and they pop into your landing page. You can use, and I did a video earlier and I was like, oh, bit.ly links, they're great too, because it's easy for somebody to type bit.ly and then the name of your thing. In fact, ours is at a bit.ly. I thought it was just the straight domain. If you can get the straight domain, it's even better. The thing that you don't want to have to worry about is people finding something to click. Because we used to always say, it's got to be clickable. It's got to be clickable. That is a good thing to do. But the problem is if a person has to find the thing to click, right? And when they're listening to you on a video show or a podcast, that clickable thing is not right there in front of them, but they can type in lavenderthatheals.com, get sleepbetternow.com, getridoftrauma.com, that kind of thing. You want it to be simple, easy, clear call to action, and only one. Make it memorable. Make it memorable. So for ours, we've got the bit.ly, so it's bit.ly speak to convert. So we have 2 classes coming up where we're talking about this same subject in a deeper dive, where we're going to be teaching how to get invited to speak. So you probably have speaking gigs happening. You probably do a few of them a year. What if you did them more often? This is something that's worked really well for our company. And we're going to show you how it is that we've been invited to speak and to write and been quoted in some great magazines, including Architecture Digest, Black Enterprise. We've been on several. And we want to show you how to do that. And so bit.ly, speak to convert, right? So we have a whole series of speak to converts. And this month we're doing 2 classes about get invited to speak. So we invite you over for that. Now, point number 3, remember as you're speaking, as you're being interviewed, it's all about them. So we want to dazzle our audience with content that stirs the heart. Now more than ever, people are making their business decisions by what they believe to be true, right? Now more than ever, they're going to invest if they believe something to be true. They're convinced of it. So even though your lead magnet might be free, it might be low cost, let's start that process right out of the gate. So as you're talking to this new audience, these people are just getting to know you. They're hearing about you. Stir the heart. Make it captivating. Make it something that they can't stop listening to. Make it where they're typing in that thing before you even stop speaking, because they already know, I want more. I want that freebie. I want that download. I want to hear more from this person. So it's got to be really captivating. You want to dazzle them, and not just the audience, but the host themselves. What I've noticed is that when you can make a connection with the host, boy, the energy of that whole interview, it just brightens up everything. And that host will promote you like never before. They'll be able to honestly say, hey, you guys, of all my downloads, you've got to listen to this one. You got to listen to this particular episode, because I loved having this guest on. He or she really taught me something. You can't miss this particular episode, and it's going to be really genuine because you've made that great connection with the host. So dazzle your host. Dazzle your audience, make it compelling so that they say, I've got to have this download. So we're going to teach you a little bit more about that at Get Invited to Speak. That's happening. The first one is happening January 17th. The next one is at the end of the month. You can get registered at bit.ly speak to convert. So bit.ly/speak to convert. Okay. We can't wait to see you there. Hope this was helpful. Ask me any questions that you have.